Hello everybody. Today we're going to see how I draw Rey from the Rise of Skywalker. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll see a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. There's even going to be one for color. So for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. So I'm going to make a action pose, obviously. Well, I mean, not obviously. She could be stoic and contemplative, you know, in her, well, I was going to say her Jedi ways. Yeah, we'll call her a Jedi. Okay, also, full disclosure, at this point in time, I have not seen the movie. I don't know when this will be released. I try to work on these ahead of time. Or, I also don't know when you're watching this. So, I don't know what happened in the movie. Hopefully by this time I will. And no spoilers, so if anybody knows anything, let's not ruin it for anybody else who hasn't seen it. But, yeah. So, what I was going to say earlier was standing there in her stoic Jedi way. But yeah, we can say it. We can say, you know, she's a Jedi. I mean, isn't that the name of the last movie? The Last Jedi? I mean, it kind of says it right there, right? But I don't know. Again, I really don't know. So, oh, you know what? I'm fixating on the sketch, and I'm not finishing up sorry. I'm fixating on the details. I'm not finishing up the sketch. So I need to get that done before I get started with all the details. And that's the best way to work is get your sketch done. Get the crusty ends of the sandwich finished so you can eat the delicious center. Fatty likes to eat. Yes, I called myself fatty. I think it's funny. And so I'm going to use a lot of food references. So, not on in too much. I'm trying to give her some action, some pose, some ba-boom, some pa-pows, and some vroom, bring, brang, rom. How do you do your Star Wars noise? Your lightsaber noise. That's mine. Okay, I'm gonna stop that. It's kind of a cross between a sad Chewbacca and a lightsaber, right? Okay, so let's see. Make sure I get this pose down. And okay, so here we're also going to talk about holding something. Oh, I should have got my own lightsaber. Here we go. This will work. So when we're drawing, see how your fingers, you don't want to draw like that and then draw like this on either side, you know? It's got to be holding something. So your fingers are going to be like not touching. You know what I mean? So that being said, we have to like figure out how to draw her hand here holding obviously the lightsaber and make it convincing. So that's what I was trying to say is we're trying to draw the fingers over a cylinder and make it look convincing for what we're trying to do. Okay, I'm starting to fixate on the details of the lightsaber now. I've done this too many times as a young child, as a young boy in my youth. I've drawn this way too many times, practicing. It's all coming down to this. So if I get it wrong, all that practice was for nothing. Nothing. I'm just kidding. It just means I need to practice more, and I get to draw it over and over again. How fun. Okay, so let's see. I like where I'm going so far, so I'm just going to play around with some of the details. Oh, this hand. This one I wanted to raise it up a little bit. And when I get lost into where I should be drawing, what I should be drawing, I think I'm going to start playing around with muscles to make sure I'm going in the right place. Because, okay, this one should be up. This one's coming up here. This one's going to tie in there. And then you got the bicep, your tricep, and then your elbow to the forearm like that. There you go. That works. That helps me get the positioning right. And what I'm going to try to do, I think I'm going to do like a force hand, you know? Let's see, if I do like, I'm looking in a mirror like that. So I can do her thumb there, do her hand like this. I mean, it's not really a mirror, I'll be honest with you. I'm looking at my reflection in the monitor. I have a monitor in front of me with the picture. Well, not this picture, but a few pictures of Rey. And I'm picking like the best features or the best details. That's not bad, that's not bad. But as always, I draw it way too big. So I gotta ring it in a little bit, wrangle it in a little bit. Because I tend to do this. I get it really excited and I draw the hands huge. I mean, really big. So, give me a second to redraw this. I think I drew those way too big again. I did. Wow, I keep doing it. I keep doing it. So sorry this is taking a little bit longer. I didn't mean to focus on the fingers so much. But I keep drawing them way too big. Or I keep drawing the hand way too big, that's what I'm saying. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Okay, that'll work, that'll work. All right, it's funny, I say that, then I keep drawing. I do the same thing when I'm drawing like hair. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stop right there. Okay, that'll work. Okay, I'm not gonna draw anymore. And then I keep drawing. Yes, but that's why we're here. It's fun, you know? All right, that'll work. I'm gonna stop with that, okay? So let me add a face, a few little details, and then we'll get going. That looks about proportionally right. Now that I'm kind of also like stepping back. I'm not really stepping back, but leaning back to get a better perspective, because the best thing you could do is look at your picture in a mirror and look at it from a different angle. But I can't do that because I can't pick it up. So I'm just kind of leaning back and twisting, looking at it from different angles to try to see if I'm happy where it's going. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That arm's a little short, but I think, yeah, foreshortening will take care of that. That's what I'll do. All right. Okay, so let's draw a few little details. And also, here's going to be the trick. I'm going to kind of draw a few little extravagant details to give it like flow and movement. And what I mean by that is I'm going to draw her hood and her little flowing her sash like this that's going over. I'm going to draw it in very dramatic flowing positions, longer than it really is, but it's going to help me for the drawing that I'm doing. And what I mean by that is the very dramatic action pose. And this is where it's going to get tricky because I am not a caricature artist. I cannot draw people like they look. Like you're not going to look at this and look at the face and go, oh yeah, that's oh my god, I forgot her name. I just draw features, and that's really about it. So I can live with that. Because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. We'll meet somewhere in between. Alright, her hair's back in her bun. Like that. And then we'll, like everybody else, we'll draw the little curly floops. Yeah, that's not bad. I can live with that. I can live with that. Okay. Alright, I can live with that. So let me draw, like I said, the little, what do you call these? Yeah, those. And again, like I said, I'm kind of exaggerating and kind of giving them their own personality by making them flow and fly and floop around. But like I said, ooh, nope. That's going to tie into that one. I don't want that. I want it separate. I want it to look like it's its own thing. Okay, and this one's going to kind of flow like this. There we go. Again, these are way too big. It's nothing like what the size of what they really are, but this gives us some fun movement with these. I can't even think of the word for them. This material, this hanging loose material. There, we're gonna call it that. Okay, I think that's good. I think. You know, I don't know what I'm going to do for the lightsaber yet. I want to, like, leave it, like, take care of it with color, but I got to put something down, right? So we'll see what we can do here. We'll see we'll figure out how we can make it look like something, and then take care of the rest with color, you know? Okay. That's not bad. Okay, I'm happy with this, so I'm going to erase some of it just so it doesn't stand out whenever I bring in the Sharpies. I want it to kind of hide away in the background, a ghost, if you will. Usually I make my ghost with my special computer. And keep it nice and light, so, like I said, so it doesn't stand out. Okay, I think that's good enough. So I think, yeah, because I can still see it. So I'm ready to switch over to the Sharpie section. Let me see if I need a new Sharpie. Make it nice and pretty. I got a few here. Let's get a new one. Let's get a brand new one for this. All right. Here we go. All right. So let's welcome all the skippers, the people that skipped to this part of the section. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but the Sharpie pen is going to be used for controlling the widths of the line much better than this big fat fine point. Okay, so I've already done my sketch, and then I've erased most of it because I want it nice and light so it doesn't stand out over this. And so I'm going to start off with the face with this fine point because, like I said, I can control the line widths much easier. And what I've done is I've sketched the face out, I know where I'm going, and I've already told the people in the sketch section that I don't draw exactly like they look. I draw as best I can because this is how I draw. And it's not caricature drawings that it looks exactly like the person. So I'm just making a girl with a lightsaber and calling it Rey. Okay? So in doing that, I'm going to start off with her eyes. I got her head kind of tilted to the side like this. So I'm going to start off with the top of her eyelid, see if I've got them where I want them versus the way her head is angled. So I'm just going to do the top of the lids like this. And yeah, I can work with that. And I'm going to play around with this because I can't get real fine with the details because of this Sharpie. And so I'm just kind of playing around with what I can. And usually what I like to try to do is try to draw like cat eyes. That's a little bit high. I should have brought that one down a little bit, but that's okay. Like cat eyes to try to give it like a girl's eye. That's the best I can do with this, and then take care of the rest with color. So now that I did that, I'm just going to draw some eyebrows. Something like this. And try to see if I can get those straighter. Yeah, that'll work. And so, but yeah, so what I was saying with these bleed. I want you to use, I'm trying to use the same stuff that you use, just regular paper, Sharpies, stuff that you can find without special expensive equipment. But the downside is sometimes this bleeds. Now, I can already see that the eye shifted a little bit versus my sketch, so I gotta recalibrate and try to make this work. So I'm gonna go off the sketch just a little bit, but I'm gonna try to wrangle it back in, okay? So for the nose, I'm not going to do much. I'm just going to kind of do something like that. I try not to do too much because my picture's going. Because, like I said, these are going to bleed, and I don't want to go too crazy with the Sharpie. So I'm going to do something like this and maybe give her a little bit of the bulb of the nose, like that. And that's as far as I can really go. I should have brought this one in just a hair like that. So that's as far as I can go without it starting to bleed everywhere. But that's good enough. I like that. I'm really happy with that. So I'm going to go with the mouth like this. Going to give her some top lip. That side lip came really low. I really didn't like that. That didn't come out. So I'm going to try to fix that. So let's see if I can give her the bottom lip. Nah, it bled. It bled too much. So I'll see if I can hide that with the Sharpie. So now her lips are way too big, and I'm not happy about that, but let's just keep building on it and let's see what we can do. I'm always trying to teach you to just go with what you got. Don't cry about what you can't have, you know? Let's build on her. It's going to build on her cheek, then up the side of her head like this, and maybe the rest of it will kind of cover up the size of the lips, you know. And like I said, it's not exactly Daisy Ridley. That's her name. I couldn't think of it in the sketch. It's not exactly Daisy Ridley, but it's a pretty girl, and that should be good enough, you know. That's all we got to do for creating our Ray character here. All right, I like that. I like that. So I'm going to draw her ear. Maybe if my Sharpie will coordinate with me. Maybe it's time to give up on this Sharpie too. Maybe I should have got 2 new Sharpies. What do you know about that? All right. Okay, so something like that. And I'm going to bring in her hairline a little like this. And I'm going to start to thicken up the edges too, because I'm about to switch over to the big Sharpie. And when I do, you're going to see a huge difference. It's such a drastic difference between thick and thin that I'm trying to thicken this up a little bit to make it match. Okay, so now I'm going to play with their hairline. Something like that. And I can pretty much switch over now, but I'm going to do a few extra little hairs just because, you know, she's got some of those stray wanderers that are flying, that couldn't be pulled back in her bun tight enough, you know? Yeah, it's time to switch over to the other Sharpie and give this one up. Okay, so again, I'm going to do a few stray rays like this, you know, just to play around with the few stragglers I could. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to stop there before I go too crazy and go too far, and pick it up from there. Ooh, I do see I want to connect her ear just a little bit more. I've got it floating too much. Not everybody has that connection. Did you know that? All right. Okay, so now I'm going to switch back over to the Sharpie, the big Sharpie. And I'm going to play around with her hairline like this. And see how it bleeds too? I got to be careful of that. So kind of playing with her hair bun here in the back of her head. And I'm going to try to come back and do some of this just to see if I can, you know, play around with the hairline like that. All right, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, you know what I can do? Let me see if I can try to do this. Let's give her a little bit of an up like that. Ooh, that's pretty good. I don't want to do that side because it's gonna mess it up. Okay, let's go with that. All right, so now I'm gonna build onto her costume, and so she's got, like I said, a new hood that hangs off of her. So I think first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw her little collar for the hood like this, and that'll start to give me start, stop points and direction. Okay, so I'm gonna draw her belt right here, so that'll also give me some start, stop points. And I'm going by my sketch, so I know that's just floating for some of you, but for me it's not. It's part of my sketch, so I know where this is supposed to be going. Okay, so now I'm going to draw some bumps like that because it's like that streaky robe material stuff that's kind of hanging over like this. And again, it's giving me perfect start stop points so I can play around with where it's supposed to be. All right, so like I said, remember I had this arm up, so I'm going to go around her breast like that and raise it up just a little bit for the shoulder because I have that arm up. Now, like I said, this has a lot of streaks in it, a lot of lines. I'm not going to draw all of them. I just want to draw some just to accent that this has some in it, you know? Like I said, not all of them, because, I mean, you can. If you want to sit here and draw every single one, you go for it. But I'm going to do this with color too, and this just kind of is accenting that it's a ribbed cloth material, kind of like that. So that's kind of what I was going for. That's all, you know, nothing too crazy. So now that we got that, we've got some start stop points we can play with. So I'm going to draw her side like this up to her arm, yeah. And let's do the other one too. So I'm going to come over here like this, draw around her other breast, and we're going to cut it off right there because she's sleeveless. And so let's draw this arm here. So I've got the shoulder up, like I said. I've got this bicep like this. Not too crazy. That's the other thing, is I can't get real muscular. I mean, she's got some muscles, obviously, but oh, you know what? She does have a sleeve. Hang on, I'm going to do that. But not too beefy, you know. All right, so let's draw the underside of her arm here. Going to draw her elbow to her forearm, and then I'm going to draw some bumps for her wrapped arm. Now it's not this wrapped, it's not that bulbous, but I like doing stuff like that just to accent the wrap like that, you know, to make it stand out. Okay, so now we're going to draw her hand like I was sketching out before. It's going to be kind of a open like this, you know, using the force. So I'm going to draw her thumb like this. Gonna bring it into her hand like that, and let's see if I could do this. My sketch is not right. I can see it already. I was off. Let's see if I can do this. Let me try to rally this around a little bit real fast. Kind of not rally, wrangle was the word I was trying to say. Let me wrangle this in a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Okay, not perfect, but it's gonna work. So I'm gonna draw the back of the hand to the first finger, the first, what do you call it? The pointer, index finger, the middle finger, like that. Draw the ring finger like this, and then I'm gonna draw the pinky, just kind of sticking out. Very, very dramatic, you know. And draw her hand like this. Oops, drop my sketch, or my Sharpie. And so now I'm gonna come back with the tiny Sharpie and just play around with some, what do you call them? Some finger lines, just to show off that, you know, it's just a regular old hand, and she's got creases and hand prints, you know, that kind of stuff. All right, okay, that'll work. And so now I'm going to draw her other arm over here, and so I'm going to draw her sleeve like this that we had, and I forgot to draw on the side. And I'm going to draw her arm down to her arm band. And she's got an arm band over her bicep. I'm going to come down to the crook of the arm, to the binder or wrappings. And again, just kind of do some jiggity jags like that. You know, the back of that binder to the elbow. And so see what I did there? Hang on. Let me just show you why I did that. So that way I did like this, so it'll stand out a little bit. You know, it's not just, we're not just drawing lines like that. We're actually making it look like it's over her arm. Like that. Okay? It's wrapped around. For reals, guys. For reals. Okay, let me thicken that up just a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. All right, and I'm going to draw the other part of her hand here. So I'm going to draw the underarm of her elbow to the jiggity jags of the wrappings. Like that. And it's a bit long, but that's okay. That's all right. And so again, just draw some like some bumps to where it's wrapped around. Like that. Just to accent, you know. Okay, just trying to fix some of these lines real fast. Let's see. All right. Okay, so here we go with this hand. And this is what I was talking about, like it's holding. We're drawing, I talked about this in the sketch. We're drawing, holding a actual object. We're not just drawing like this and connecting something at the end. Okay, so you want to draw like that with your fingers are going to be around something, so they're not touching, you know? So that's kind of what we're going for, all right? So I'm going to draw her thumb up and over. All right, so that's going down, but we're going to wait to draw the other side. So I'm going to draw her first finger. Let's see, kind of remember it's kind of like this, how that one's kind of floating, you know? So we're going to draw this first finger, just kind of floating like that, like we said. The middle finger wrapped around the most. Okay, the ring finger, kind of like that, just kind of floating, and the pinky, same thing. It's just barely on because it's the furthest. It's like way out there like that. Okay. So now that we did that, let me add just a few little bumps just to show you the digits like that. Okay, another digit up there, and that'll kind of show you where each digit of the finger is to help you out with your drawing. Okay. So now we're just going to draw like a quick lightsaber. A quick lightsaber. We're going to draw a lightsaber. Okay. And it's just going to be something like this. Again, we're not too worried about the detail, but I'm going to draw a few little things that I know is in there. Just to make myself happy and to please my nerds. My nerds who know the difference. Okay, and it's got, ooh, you know what? It's got new binding because it was fixed. Remember when it was broken in the last one? Remember that? I'm trying not to speak too loud in case some people haven't seen it, and I don't want to spoil it, even though at this point you really should have watched it, especially if you're drawing a character from one of the movies, to know exactly what we're doing, because you're just kind of going along and making this up too. Alright, so I'm just going to play around with a few lines like that just to give it those Jedi details. Alright, so let me finish up this hand, this side like that. And then again, like I did over there, I'm just going to draw a few little lines to give the hand some detail. Okay, something like that. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to do this. I'm going to play around with my sketch. I'm going to keep it nice and light and just do something like that. And then I'm going to come back in with a color and make that like a lightsaber. I know it doesn't look like a lightsaber, but it's light, you know. I got to do something that's not just a straight stick, you know. It's got the whoosh, the vroom, you know, that kind of thing. So let's, oh, you know what? Let's give her a little bit of detail, a little bit of her neck features, basically, because she's shirtless right there. So we're drawing the little divots inside her neck just to give it a little bit of extra, you know, something like that. All right, so I'm going to draw the folded bandy things real fast, just to flow like this. And again, I'm exaggerating, so you know, we're kind of taking artistic liberties with the way it's going. And also, this is kind of gonna give us a few little things to play with, and also cover up and hide, so we don't have to draw everything. I wasn't trying to do that. I wasn't trying to get away with stuff like that, but I realized the way I drew it, we can do a little bit of cheating. Okay, so now that means I just got to draw her legs, and oops, my picture disappeared. Okay, and so let's see. She does have like this shirt comes down a little bit, kind of like this. Okay, so I'm going to draw her leg like that. And she has little knees. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. So I'm just going to do something like this, just to make it stand out. You know, give it a little flavor. All right, so I'm going to draw her leg to her boot like this. I'm going to draw her boot like that. And we're pretty much in the home stretch here. Something like that. Again, just giving her some detail like that. And I think for her pants here, let's see, I did kind of cover up her crotch real fast, so and it's going to look odd if I don't do something, so I'm going to bring it up here like this, and that'll help me to draw some creases and folds, because her pants are bent, you know, like that. There you go. That's something, you know. And so now I'm just going to draw the other side of her leg like this. All right. And you know, let's give her a little bit of a knee. I like doing stuff like that just to make it stand out, you know. All right, so now I'm going to draw her leg to the edge of her boot. I'm going to draw her boot up like this. That's her toe. That's the back of her boot. Draw a little bit of tread, something like that. And I'm just going to kind of give her one of these. A little bit of detail like that, just to show the creases in her material, stuff like that. So, you know what? I'm just going to do a few little lines like this. But again, not all of them, not too much. Because again, I want color to take care of a lot of this, you know? I just wanted to extend that it is a different material, okay? All right. I think we're done. I think we need to let color take care of the rest. So that is Rey from The Rise of Skywalker. So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.